When people talk about the biggest problems in this world, they talk about global warming, they talk about obesity, they talk about heart disease, they talk about diabetes, they talk about a wide range of things, such as those that I mentioned. Well, guess what? I'm here today to tell you that all of those problems can be solved or substantially helped by one thing: going vegan. It is time to go vegan. So, for global warming, it turns out that the methane that cows release produces almost 25% of all the greenhouse gases emitted by humans. That doesn't take into account transporting, slaughtering, and all the other labor intensive things that go into being able to eat a hamburger or a chicken breast. And global warming is not the only thing it helps your personal health. If you want to be healthy, go vegan. The average vegan has 64 points lower cholesterol than the average meat eater. Vegans also have a 34% less chance, if you're a woman, of getting breast cancer, cervical cancer, or ovarian cancer. For men, it's a 34% less chance of getting prostate cancer. That's big. That's 1/3 less chance that you are diagnosed with a life-changing illness. And when you also talk about health, you say, vegans, what else is good? Well, they'll tell you 43% less of them have diabetes as compared to the general population. Again, that's a huge number. That's a ton of money saved. That's a lot of time saved going to the doctor. And you can live more free when you don't have to deal with diseases such as that. And all you have to do is cut milk, eggs, and meat out of your diet, which really isn't super hard, and it's great for you in the long run. Other side effect, or good side effects you would say, that vegans have is 75% less likely to have high blood pressure. That's going to help your heart. As well, 42% less likely to have a heart attack. Now, again, those are some of the biggest killers in the United States, and I'm telling you that all of these things are 30 to 40 to 75% less likely for you to die from. That's adding years onto your life. In fact, the average vegan's lifespan is 6 to 10 years longer than the average meat eater. Now, you ask me, I'll take an extra 6 to 10 years of my life any day of the week. I don't know why you wouldn't. It's great. I mean, why not? Who wouldn't want to see, an extra 6 years of your grandkids growing up, or something else like that? See another daughter or son get married. These are the life experiences that you will get to see because you'll be around for longer amounts of time. And then most people will say, well, I can't get enough protein if I'm vegan. I can't eat meat, so where's the protein? Where's the vitamin D coming from? Well, guess what? Black beans are a great substitute, and they actually have more protein, double the protein of beef per 100 grams. Plus, they have fiber, they don't have saturated fat, and they have all these other health benefits that red meat does not. On top of that, broccoli actually has double the amount of protein per 100 grams than beef. These are things that are surprising for most people to hear, but once they hear them, say, wow, well, why am I spending the $6 or whatever you're spending per pound on ground beef when you can have broccoli, which is a way more healthy alternative for cheaper and healthier? Other things such as, global warming related, eating vegetables and fruits, eating a vegan diet, I should say, will cut your carbon emissions in half. So you cut your carbon emissions in half, we're not talking about global warming anymore because we have done our part to reverse it, which is considerable because you talk about sea level rising, you talk about temperature rising, you talk about droughts being caused by all this. It makes a big difference. One person may think, well, it's just one person. What? Well, there's, I'm sure, hundreds of thousands of people considering it, and if that one person turns into hundreds of thousands, if not millions, your impact is astronomical. It's huge. And they say, like I said before, 25% of man-made pollution comes from the livestock that we raise. And That's a big difference. And then you say, well, people are starving. People are starving in America. People are starving in Africa. People are starving in China. Wherever you're starving, guess what? It costs for 1 pound of beef 2,500 gallons of water. For 2,500 gallons of water, we can produce 250 pounds of wheat. So we just increased our food supply 250 times. Think about the people that we'd be able to feed instead. As a matter of fact, if we use the grain that we use just to feed our beef, we can feed 1.3 billion people. That would virtually eliminate hunger worldwide. And I know that's something we've been talking about for years now. Everyone says we want to make world peace, we want to eliminate hunger. Well, guess what? Veganism is the way to go because it's going to open up doors and it's going to create paths for that to become possible. And other, benefits to yourself is vegans have demonstrated much higher levels of energy. They're much more active. They experience less pain. So you don't have to take aspirin or whatever you're taking to reduce your pain. Maybe switch out that steak for some black beans, some rice, and some spinach, and get all the vegetables you need, spend less money, and be healthier overall. Experience the less pain, have the more energy. Not only will you save money then on your your food costs, but you will save money on healthcare costs because you don't have to deal with all those diseases. And the more money you save, the better life you'll be able to live. You'll be able to take that extra vacation you've been wanting to take. You'll be able to do things that just weren't possible when you were eating a meat-based diet. And so again, now you got Teslas coming out. Teslas are we're going to go green. We're all going to drive Teslas, electric cars. Well, as a matter of fact, just the cost to raise 2 cows is equivalent to driving 10,000 miles with your average gas car. So you don't even need to drive a Tesla. You don't have to spend that $70,000 to buy that nice, expensive electric car. You keep driving your car, you just eliminate 2 cows and you're good. You have the same net effect on the greenhouse gases and the planet as a whole. And really, when you look at all these things, you say, so you're telling me my risk of cancer can be less, my heart disease can be less, my cholesterol will be lower, I'll be happier, I'll be healthier? Well, yeah, that's what I'm telling you. And I'm asking, why haven't you gone vegan already? Or why won't you go vegan right after this? Listen, I love a nice prime rib as much as the next guy, trust me. But when you take in the risks versus the benefits, I mean, the benefits far outweigh the negatives. The negatives are you don't get to enjoy that steak that you like. The benefits are potentially 10 more years of life, all these diseases that you won't have to deal with, and you're doing good for the planet. And so not only are you doing good for the planet as a whole in terms of greenhouse gases and global warming, but you're doing good for your fellow man because 1.3 billion people can be fed. Like they say, on an acre of land, you can either have 1 cow, and each person eats about half a cow a year on average. It's 222 pounds, according to the FDA. And so the FDA is telling you, for 1 acre of land, you can eat a cow, and that'll feed 2 people, or you can grow 20,000 pounds of potatoes. And just think about what a dent that would make. I mean, you're talking these huge differences. And like I said, grain, just for the meat we eat alone, can be used to feed 1.3 billion people, according to the Vegan Freak. And I mean, if you listen to the Vegan Freak, which is a well-respected website, just for the meat that Americans eat, you can feed what, 1/5 or 20% of the earth. And to me, it doesn't even seem like a question anymore. It seems like, why not? Not why should I, but why shouldn't I be? And I can't think of any reasons why you shouldn't be, although Maybe you'll be a little bit gassy from all the beans you'll be eating instead of meat, but people can deal with that if they're being fed, you know? So I'm telling you right here, right now, switch to a vegan diet. You won't regret it. You'll be more energetic. You'll love life more. And everything will be better, from you yourself to your family to your community to the world. And I think that's what we should all strive for. So have a good night.